Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to fold a fancy box. This is a traditional model. I'll be using a 6-inch sheet of kami. And we're going to start with the colored side down. Then we'll fold in half along both of the diagonals. So I'll bring this top left corner down to the bottom right corner. Line them up there, and then crease. And then unfold and do the same thing on the other diagonal. In the top right corner, line it up with the bottom left corner. And then crease. And then unfold. Now we're going to make a blintz fold. So we'll take each of these 4 corners and fold them in to lie along the center of this X here. So I'll start with this top left corner, bring it into the center of that X, and then crease. Same with the top right corner. The bottom right. And the bottom left. And now we'll turn the whole model over. And then we'll make another blintz fold. So we'll bring each of these 4 corners into lie along the center of this X here. And we'll fold it through all of the layers. So we'll start with this top corner. Line it up with the center and crease. And then the right corner. The bottom. And on the left. Next we'll fold each of these 4 corners back out to these edges here. So I'll start with this right corner. Take this one right here and fold it out to lie along this right edge. Just make sure the point stays centered, and then crease. And the same thing with the other 3. We'll do this top one, and the left, and then the bottom. And then turn the whole model over. Next, we're going to start up on this top left corner here. First, we're going to fold this one layer out all the way to the corner, just as far as it goes, like this. And then we're going to need to pleat that into 1/6. So the easiest way to do that is to start by folding thirds. And we can do that like this. If you just kind of estimate where thirds would be and don't press anything down firmly yet. Kind of get it to where it looks like thirds. So it'll come down and then back up like this. Then just move it around until it looks perfect. Which to look perfect, this little new crease we're making will line up with this bottom edge, and at the same time this point will lie along this top new crease we're forming. Once you have it where it looks as close as you can get, then press it all down and crease it all firmly, and it should look like that. And then unfold both of those new creases. Then this one right here that was a valley fold, just reverse that into a mountain fold. Just lightly, and then we'll take that new mountain fold we're forming, and we'll bring it down to lie along this crease going across. That'll form a new valley fold right in between both of those creases. So line it up all the way across and then crease. Then we'll do the same thing again. So we'll take this next crease we already made here, make sure that's a mountain fold. Then we'll bring it down to lie along that same edge. Then crease that. Then we'll bring this corner down to lie along that same edge as well. So everything should look like this. Then we're going to need to do the same thing on these other three corners. So I'm going to rotate, and then we'll start with this one that's up top now. Valley fold that out all the way to the corner. Then estimate those thirds. Don't press firmly until you have it fairly accurate. Then crease that down. Unfold them, turn that valley fold into a mountain fold, and then bring that new mountain fold down to lie along this edge here. Then bring that next mountain fold to lie along that edge, and then bring the corner down. So we'll do the same thing on these other two. So I'm going to rotate again. I'm going to go a little faster now. And the last one. Alright, so they should all look like this. And I like to run my fingernail along each of those, just make sure they're all creased really firmly. And then for the next step, we're going to be doing a few things all at the same time. We're going to be pushing each of these four sides inwards. And at the same time, each of these red pockets here are going to lift up. So we're going to need all that to happen at the same time. So you just kind of start pushing on each of these four edges. You can start just with two at once. And then move on to the next two and do the last side. And once you have it about right here, you'll push the sides together. So each of these corners you'll kind of squash down. It's a little difficult to explain, but it should look something like this. And then on each of these corners, I'm gonna take the corner and then we'll be bringing this point right here into where all these creases meet right there. And some of this will happen underneath all of these pleats. So you fold it over like this, and then squish it with your fingers like this. You don't need to do it too firmly, but just make it so it's a decent crease. Then you can unfold that back out. That just makes everything a little bit stronger, so that corner won't come apart. And we'll do the same thing with the other three. Now that we've done that, the box should hold its shape a lot better. Then we have just one last step here. If you flip it over, you'll see this square on the bottom. You just reinforce these creases of the square. You don't have to do it too hard, but if you just use your fingers on both sides and just lightly press like that, then everything should be nice and sturdy. Then flip it back over. You can touch some things up if you need to. Once you have it looking good, you're all done.